Made man here. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing. So this is fight week for Terrance Crawford and John Molina, in which we will be getting that fight this coming Saturday. Now, I've already kind of spoken on this fight. The thing is with this particular fight, it's not the worst fight. I know most people may look at this fight and say, well, it's a very unevenly matched fight. Skill wise, most of us know that John Molina will possibly get his ears boxed off, by Terrance Crawford. There is no way, shape, form, or fashion that I can see John Molina even remotely winning this fight. And this is just going by stylistically. Um, you know, it's a good stay busy fight for Terrance Crawford. Given that he's coming off his number one victory of his career against Victor Postal, basically unifying the division and becoming the 140-pound division's top dog, not to mention a top 5 pound for pound fighter. Terrance Crawford is now, established himself. So the thing is, the problem for Terrance Crawford is that if he is going to stay at the 140-pound division, the 140-pound division is running very low on star power. You know what I mean? So outside of this fight with John Molina, whom he may have a little bit of name recognition with, I mean, I would think more people know John Molina than they do the rest of the boxers in the top 10 of the 140-pound division. This is a good fight, name recognition-wise, stay busy-wise. It's a good fight. But there, as far as star power in that division, there ain't much outside of John Molina. We know Adrian Bronner sits at 140, but the probability of them bringing an Adrian Bronner and a Terrance Crawford fight is slim to none. Though Al Heyman and Bob Arum are supposedly doing business with one another, I just do not see them pushing neither fighter towards one another, even though this would be a great fight for us fans. But it's just something that the politics of boxing I don't think will allow. If he cannot be facing Adrian Bronner, I don't know what's next other than high risk, low reward fights for Terrance Crawford at 140 pounds. Now, me as a fan, I wouldn't mind seeing Terrance Crawford square off with some of the other 140-pound fighters, but the next couple fighters under him, Terrance Crawford doesn't qualify to fight. He's already beat Victor Postal, who's ranked number 1 at 140, and number 2 at 140 is ranked Adrian Bronner. That fight is not probable. Number 3, you got Antonio Orozco, and he's a high risk, low reward fighter. No one knows who he is. Though he is an undefeated fighter, 25-0, 16 knockouts, it could be a sellable fight. It's just that no one knows him as far as name recognition wise. So if Bob Arum is looking to build Terrance Crawford into a bigger star, I don't know if he wants to go this route. You know what I mean? And so that only leaves at this point one option: move up or move down. More than likely, he will have to move up. And if he goes to 147, sure, he has a litany of opponents up there. And even more on the top rank side of things, he can kind of expand his opponent's pool. But still, no one on the top rank side that we will be dying for. Timothy Bradley already publicly stated that he will never face Terrance Crawford, given he mentors Terrance Crawford. So outside of Timothy Bradley and Manny Pacquiao and Terrance Crawford sounds like a good fight to me, especially if Terrance Crawford goes up to 4-7. Anytime that I've ever opposed a Terrance Crawford and Manny Pacquiao fight in the past is because I felt Terrance Crawford had more things to do. This was prior to him beating Victor Postal. Now that he has defeated Victor Postal, gained all the belts at 140, done basically all he needs or can do at 140 outside of beating Adrian Bronner, I say he goes to 4-7 and challenge Manny Pacquiao, man. I don't know how they make that fight happen at a catch weight or whatever it do, but I don't know if he even wants to do a first fight at 4-7. But I think Terrance Crawford is ready for it, man. Given that Pacquiao ain't been bringing that, that strong version of Manny Pacquiao we've been seeing, I think that it'll be a good fight. So if Terrance Crawford is looking for the Manny Pacquiao fight, now will maybe be a good time to do it. After he fights John Molina, everything works out good with that. I think the options of too few for Terrance Crawford, and it is not rewarding enough for Terrance Crawford to remain at 140. He should really look to put his foot on the gas and go towards that Manny Pacquiao fight. Now, though Manny Pacquiao is looking to get a rematch with Floyd Mayweather, if that somehow, some way falls through, I think Terrance Crawford would be a good alternative at this particular point in time. So, don't know where it goes, but it's just, a lot of people are going to shit on this fight because it's unevenly matched skill-wise. It's one of those fights where you already know what the outcome is going to be. I don't know if Terrance Crawford stops John Molina, but I will say he beats John Molina. Let's just go ahead and predict that right off the bat. I think it'll be a one-sided dominant victory on Terrance Crawford's part, as it should be. So, but I'm not dogging Crawford out for it because it's a stay busy fight. He's fresh off of a huge fight. And also he fought that fight this year. So, this is I don't know if this is his second or third fight this year, but he's been pretty much very visible this year. Gained the title, unified the division. He deserves a kind of light touch, if you will, in between fights. And John Molina is just not the worst. And like I said earlier, as far as name recognition goes, there isn't anyone else at 140 outside of Adrian Bronner that any casual fan will possibly know anyway. So John Molina, this is a come up for him. He's always been pretty much that guy designated as a gatekeeper. He ruined the plans of Top Rank and Ruslan Provodnikov, which Top Rank was looking to get a new deal going. But however, that deal fell through because Ruslan Provodnikov basically got his ass whooped. He thought this was going to lead to more deals for Top Rank and Showtime, you know what I mean? But honestly, it just did not work out that way, unfortunately. Ruslan is one of those fighters that, win, lose, or draw, he's exciting to watch. And they were ready to give him a deal on his fighting style because he had took losses at that point, up until that point. He took a few losses, and he even lost to Chris Algieri, but he still was going to get a network deal. But John Molina defeated him, stopped that deal, and now you have John Molina. There's been other fighters who we thought we were going to get with John Molina. I know Danny Garcia was more vocally, looking to possibly secure a fight with John Molina, but it didn't work out. Danny Garcia is looking to secure a fight with basically any Latin fighter because he can get paid off that particular fight. We've seen him looking at John Molina. I think he was even looking at Victor Ortiz. I wouldn't be surprised if Victor Ortiz faces Brandon Rios and wins. He will pivot again back to Victor Ortiz because they're clearly looking for Victor Ortiz to get a victory. Thought he was going to beat Andre Berto. They're looking for Victor Ortiz to get a victory because he's an easy pickings and somebody that they can kind of put on TV. But anyway, don't want to get too far off track here. But that was supposed to be, that's what John Molina did, and he disrupted the plans of Top Rank Promotions by beating Ruslan Provodnikov and now setting himself up for another big fight. So, you know how this boxing game works. When they know you are, a guy that's very beatable but has some semi-name recognition, and you're coming off a fight that you just won and they can kind of sell, they go for you, man. That's just how it goes. And so in John Molina's case, they're all gunning for him. In this particular case, Terrance Crawford is the one that secured the victory. Though John Molina's, I believe his last fight was at welterweight. He's now going back down to 140, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that. But, I found that funny. If Danny Garcia was going to face him, he was going to face him at welterweight. So, I don't know if John Molina will still be able to make the 140-pound division. That's going to be questionable. I don't think this fight is taking place at a catchweight neither. So, but it's a good fight, man. I don't want to ramble too much on about this fight. Ain't much more to say about this fight other than what the outcome is going to be. And I think after this fight, if Terrance Crawford cannot secure a fight with Adrian Bronner, who has an upcoming fight with Adrian Granados, if he can't secure Adrian Bronner after that fight, I think it's time for him to go to full-fledged welterweight and look to get that Manny Pacquiao fight. So let me know how y'all feel about this fight. Main Man, Made Man. Don't forget to subscribe. Twitter, Made Man 511. Facebook, Main Man, Made Man Boxing Forum. Google Plus, Main Man, Made Man. And also on Instagram, Main Man, Made Man, man. So Terrance Crawford, top pound-for-pound fighter. It will remain as such after the win over John Molina. This is just further secure and adds another name to the resume of, say, Terrance Crawford in route to him going up to welterweight. So it's going to be good. Post-fight video will be right after the fight. To the next video, Main Man, Made Man. Don't forget to subscribe. Peace out.